Welcome to another segment of Pearced Off with Jonathan M.S. Pearce. This week I will be talking to you about the continuous I, so personal identity. I'm going to read you an extract from The Pig That Wants to Be Eaten by Julian Baggini. It's a really good book, walks through 99 thought experiments which exemplify lots of different philosophical ideas and concepts, so it's kind of a romp through philosophy in general. Great book, well worth buying. So, here it goes. Drew, I haven't seen you since college, 20 years ago. My God, Drew, what are you doing here with that gun? I've come to kill you, said Drew, just as you asked me to. What the hell are you talking about? Don't you remember? You said to me many times, if I ever vote Republican, then shoot me. Well, I just read you're actually a Republican senator, so you see, you must die. Drew, you're crazy. That was 20 years ago. I was young, I was idealistic. You can't hold me to that. It was no casual, flippant remark, Senator. In fact, I have here a piece of paper signed by you and witnessed by others instructing me to do this. And before you tell me not to take that seriously, let me remind you that you voted for a bill recently in favour of living wills. In fact, you've got one yourself. Now tell me this, if you think people in the future should carry out your wish to kill you if you get dementia or fall into a permanent vegetative state, why shouldn't I carry out your past wish to kill you if you became a Republican? I've got an answer to that, screamed the sweating senator. Just give me a few minutes. Drew cocked her pistol and aimed. You'd better be quick. So, I like the way Julian Baggini incidentally analogized being a Republican with a vegetative state. But that aside, that's a good thought experiment which exemplifies the Greek thought experiments called the ship of Theseus. So if we take something like, I don't know, a local ship to myself, HMS Victory. If you replaced every single plank of wood, every nail, every sail, every piece of physical matter of HMS Victory over time, say over a 20-year period, would that still be recognisably the HMS Victory at the end of that 20 years? So many people would say yes, but they can't quite put a finger on why that is. What is it that continues the identity of the ship throughout time? Or is it just the way it looks, the way it was designed, its blueprint, the plans, or is there some kind of abstract idea, label of HMS Victory? Who knows, and perhaps there is no definite objective answer. But of course, there's interesting ramifications to that with regards to humans. So, am I the same person I was 10 minutes ago? Now, am I that same person? 20 minutes, 2 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, when I was 4, 2, 1, an embryo, a blastocyst. Because over that time, my entire physical body has been replaced, all the cells, everything in my physical material existence has been replaced. So what is it about me that continues that meanness throughout time? Is it my genetic code? The sort of blueprint, the plans for my being? Is it my personality? Is it my memories? Of course, my memories distort over time. They get added to, taken away, distorted, embellished. There's no consistency or sameness of memories, certainly, and my personality has changed. As much of me has changed throughout time. So can I realistically be said to be the same person? And if I'm not the same person, then when I sign a contract, surely if I signed a contract even 10 minutes ago, but say 10 years ago to my mortgage deeds, can I not default them now because I'm not that same person? If the bailiffs came round, can I not say, well, actually, that was Jonathan Pearce of 1997, not of 2014, and we are not one and the same person? Because I, for one, do not believe in the continuous I. So I think, certainly if it's convenient to myself, that I should be able to invalidate my contracts. Of course, if they're very useful, then I might want to keep hold of my personal identity over time. But what is it about me, what is it about us that maintains over time? And this is very difficult and has ramifications in crime and punishment. If someone's committed a heinous crime, but 5 years later, before their time is up in prison, they really have changed. They show remorse, they won't commit that crime again, they really are a different person. In fact, should they take moral responsibility for their previous selves? Would it be fair to let them go before their time is up because they are such a different entity, and assuming that they have no propensity to commit the same crime again. So pragmatically, there are, as I say, ramifications, but that shouldn't get in the way of a kind of philosophical truth. This idea that we have personal identity over time is very useful, and we've all grown so used to it that you just think, you take it for granted. But actually, we can unpick that very core idea in philosophy that I am me, and there is something about me that maintains over time. Of course, my genetics can change with epigenetics. As I say, my memories can change. My physical body changes. There is no evidence or even coherence over the idea of a soul. So assuming that there is no such thing as a soul, then what is it about us that does maintain? And if we aren't identical over time, the fact that we do demonstrably change to a degree, it might be percentages over a second, but over a large amount of time, then obviously we're going to be changing a great deal. Does that invalidate any sense of identity or any kind of contractual obligations that we might have? So I find it very interesting, and my denial of the continuous I may seem counterintuitive, but actually this is a well-known philosophical problem, and there aren't any easy answers to it. So it is actually fairly difficult to establish that continuous I with any kind of definitive, immutable sameness. So there you go. I leave it to you three Pauls to discuss back in the studio, but please remember that you won't be the same people at the end of the discussion as you were at the beginning. But, I still love you for the Pauls you are and were and will be, albeit very different. As ever, question everything. I've been Jonathan M.S. Pearce, and now I'm Jonathan M.S. Pearce plus 3 seconds, plus 5 seconds. In fact, I'm not sure who I am anymore. Yes, question everything and drop by my blog and just assume I am one of the many Jonathan M.S. Pearces who may or may not exist. I've confused myself.